She ran as fast as she could in the direction of her car, thanking her stars for the kick pleat in her skirt. The hairpin holding her chignon in place was sliding off. She felt it finally work loose as she ran, her breath coming in sobs. Her hair splayed out behind her as she reached the car. The keyhole. She couldn't find it. Panic seized her, her eyes blinded with tears. She shook them away. Concentrating desperately, she managed to unlock the car door and fell into the driver's seat, slamming the door after her. She left the curb with a screech of tires, looking over her shoulder as she moved the car out. No one was following her. Panic ebbing, she drove along Rhodes Avenue towards the traffic light at 2nd Street. It was just turning amber, and she stopped. Where could she go? Home? Bob might be at her apartment by now. Still, with the tears welling, she tiptoed to the door, closed and locked it. As a sleepwalker, she went and sat on the edge of the bed, stiff and bolt upright, the tears rolling down her cheeks. Anne went to the bathroom to get some tissue paper. She blew her nose, looked up and caught her reflection in the mirror. What a sight! She dabbed at her eyes. She ran a trickle of water into the basin so as not to make too much noise, got more paper and washed her face gently. She went back into the room and picked up her bag, rummaged and found a comb. Her hair was tangled. She stood in front of the full-length gilt-edged mirror on the closet door and combed out the tangles. Her skirt was crumpled, there was a ladder in her stocking, and she had lost the button in her pretty primrose jacket. The tears were pressing again. With a gulp she forced them back. Crying was not going to get her out of this awful mess. She had some thinking to do, and this was as good a time and place to do it in as any. In fact, it was the only place, come to think of it. How long had Ken been like this? Perhaps it was only since Vicky had left him. That would at least make some sense. But the state of the K&B business suggested that he had been unreliable for a long time. And that could have been because of alcohol. What's more, it would explain the large allocations to the miscellaneous column in their books. It was no use trying to wrestle with all that now. She didn't know enough about Ken anyway.